And according to the story, a husband based in Australia allegedly lured his wife back to Africa only to divorce her. And the reason, well, she reportedly said she wasn't ready to give birth because she wanted to preserve her body and preferred surrogacy instead. Now, whether every detail of this story is accurate or not, I mean, that's almost beside the point. What matters is why it struck a nerve. Why did it trend? Why did it divide opinions so sharply? And why did so many people feel personally offended by the woman's reasoning about her body? I tell you. I mean, beneath the story and all, there's a bigger conversation, and that's what I want us to talk about. You see, for generations, motherhood has been treated as something women are supposed to do and embrace fully, unquestioningly, and at any cost. Pregnancy never framed as a choice with trade-offs. It's a duty. It was a duty. I mean, a sacrifice, like a badge of honor. And any hesitation was often read as selfishness, vanity, or rebellion. But some women, including this woman in this story, are asking questions. Why does pregnancy really have to be by force in a marriage? There are other ways of, having kids in the home. The questions are, so what does pregnancy really do to the body? Physically, emotionally, hormonally? Why are women expected to absorb all physical risks of childbirth without complaint? Why is caring about your body seen as shallow when it comes to women, but strategic when it comes to men? So, pregnancy changes the body permanently in many cases. Well, that's not an insult. I mean, that's biology. Weight changes, hormones shift, organs move. Some women develop long-term complications. Others struggle mentally. I mean, these realities are whispered about in the past. Now, this woman says, I'm not willing to go through all that. What do you think about this mindset? Because apparently, when I followed the conversation, some women, agreed with her. That, you can decide that, look, I don't want to give birth. I'd rather have a surrogate. Is this a worrying mindset? Women have always worried about their bodies. They're just not allowed to say it. So what has changed? Let's hear you. What are your thoughts about this? And if you're a man, you are with the love of your life, and then after marriage, they tell you that, look, can we hold on with childbirth? Can we find a surrogate? Is that a deal breaker? Do you find a problem with a woman who decides to prioritize her body and say that, okay, well, childbirth is going to change my body, so I'd rather have a surrogate? Is it a deal breaker for you as a man? And if you're a woman, do you agree? Do you see it? What did childbirth do to you? Do you wish you actually did a surrogacy or something of the sort? I'm curious to hear you. 0302-216-541, or you can WhatsApp me on 055-1111997. Well, this man says he would rather end the union and find a partner who's willing to be a wife and a mother and bear child naturally. And it's non-negotiable. Let's hear you. 0302-216-541. You can call me or you can WhatsApp me on 055-111-997. Do you also think it's very weird for a woman to say, look, I'm not willing to give birth because it will change my body? Or it's their body, their rights? I know in certain homes, this conversation would even be a taboo. My wife says that she's not willing to give birth because it will destroy her body or it will change her body. What are you going to do? How's the family going to take that? Do you think this mindset is problematic? Especially seeing some women on the timelines who were in support of it, who say, look, yeah, in this day and age, there are so many ways to have babies. If I decide not to carry my baby, that's fine. The men would have a take on this, but I'd love to hear from women as well. I can almost predict what a man will say if a woman in marriage says, look, I'm not willing to have babies because of the effect it will have on my body. Now, Esther says, Lexis, this isn't really about her body. It's about communication. If a man wants biological children carried by his wife and the wife wants surrogacy, that conversation should actually happen before marriage, not after. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, this is like a huge issue. You wouldn't want to skip this conversation until after you get married and then you tell your husband that, well, I don't want to carry a baby. Wow. Wow. Gabby in Ho says, Lexis, it's a red flag for me now. Why then marry in the first place? Who should use her body to bear the surrogate child for you? Very weird mindset. I totally agree. Hello? Yes, Samuel, how are you? All right, let's hear you.
One thing you should bear in mind as a man is that the woman's body will never be the same after giving birth. Some of the ladies have a way of giving birth. Even if they are young and they can push. They say, me and take it off. I don't want to give birth normally. Some people will tell you that when they catch me, I want to be redeemed. So let's go the normal way. In our society, when a woman is giving birth, the family will come at you. But in the Western world, they can adapt and let the child be theirs naturally. By here, you get somebody to tell the child that this woman is not your biological mother. That's why you are being forced to give birth. So it looks like when you give birth, and the baby takes you through this kind of stress, then you have the for the baby or your child. That's why in our little ballet we talk something about the man back before she has passed this mission. So for me, though there are a lot of things that you should do to avoid that huge tummy, but no matter what, there's not going to be good.
Okay. Well, thank you, Joseph, for your thoughts on this. Danny Bronx in Bichim says, Lexis, in typical African setting, this issue will sound like a taboo, but in the foreign land, it's okay. But for me, it's a no-go area. Okay, Danny. Thank you. All right, 0302216541. What are your thoughts? I mean, if you're a man and you had this conversation with your partner, what would you tell them? I mean, if the partner comes up to you and says, look, I want to preserve my body, and so let's discuss other ways of having children, including surrogacy, what would you do? Would you take it, and or that's a deal breaker for you? So this one says, Lexis, motherhood comes with sacrifice. You can't want the title without a responsibility. If everyone avoids childbirth to preserve their body, what happens to family values and continuity? Kindly add your name to your message for me if you send in one, okay? Thank you very much. Now this one says, Lexis, surrogacy, I'll support this if health risks are involved for the woman. Else, it's in my view quite selfish not to consider her body and not the body of the surrogate. Okay, well, yeah, okay. For her body, but not the body of the surrogate. Okay, I get that. Yeah. Well, I mean, the surrogate has decided that they want it for maybe some financial compensation. So for them, maybe that will suffice. Someone says on surrogacy, I think it's inherently predatory and wicked. Whatever affects a woman's fears will befall her are being shielded by a poorer, more vulnerable person. Okay, I think I get the angle of your argument as well. Even though you're okay, well, let me add that the second part of your message, Kojo. Additionally, if you look online, there are so many horror stories of surrogates being left destitute. Oh shoot! Let me just get the rest of your message. I think that my setup is slowing out a little bit. Could you? I'll actually get back to your message because there are there's a bit of a challenge with my system, but I'll get back to your message very shortly. Anthony says, I guess the surrogate doesn't care about their body, huh? In finding a surrogate, is the man going to sleep with a surrogate for a child, or when the surrogate conceives, he will be topping up? Anyway, I think before you get married, the two of you must sit down to discuss your expectations thoroughly. Do men understand fully what happens to women through pregnancy and childbirth? Most men just want the title father and nothing else. Okay, Anthony. But I mean, I don't think with surrogacy, the man has to sleep with the surrogate, okay? There are so many other ways of getting the surrogate to conceive without intimacy. So I hope that part is sorted. Okay, now back to Kujo's message. It says, additionally, if you look online, there are many horror stories of surrogates being left destitute after the couple decided not to collect the child for one reason or another. You think that it's inherently predatory and wicked. Whatever affects a woman's fears will befall her are being shouldered by a poorer, more vulnerable person. Yeah. All right. Hello.
No, dear sir.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm
Committee, sir. What's your name?
I think this Robert.
Okay, Robert. Let's hear you.
I think the texter is too hard on the woman.
Okay.
And unnecessary to say that whatever the woman fear will befall her. That's my position. Like this, does it mean that I will marry a woman that will say he will not give birth? No, I will not do that. But any person that's up to the age of marriage is presumed to be matured. And so you cannot go into marriage without settling on the issue of childbirth or not. So for you to marry a woman and now come to say your wife says this, then it becomes the question whether you really knew what you were going to when you were going to marry. You understand that?
Yeah.
So if the woman was that kind of person that will not birth because of this, you should know that long before you even start courting.
Mm-hmm.
It should have ended at the dating stage. You understand? It shouldn't be an issue after the marriage. No, it shouldn't. So I think if he had accepted her in so many grounds closer to that, he should accept this one too.
Oh, wow.
You understand that? Yeah, he should accept it and let them then be, because where they have gotten to, is this one that we are hearing. He had accepted, I mean, many things more than this for them to have got married and stay for him to call her wife.
But you would agree
will you do that?
You would agree that this is actually a big deal. So in as much as maybe he might have accepted other things, this is actually a big deal.
Lexis, there are bigger deals in life than even this. Yes. How many people take the initiative to marry knowing that they are incompatible and they will give birth to anemic children, and yet they marry? Do you take that one light?
Well,
Do you understand?
no,
So
I'm
let's
following you.
the thing is, let us not be hard on the woman. The woman got the kind of man that she can marry and say she won't give birth, she wants to maintain her body. That is DS. The fact that I will not accept it, I will not come close to accepting it, won't give me the chance to blast her. They are in their room. That is their room matter. Leave their matter, give them.
Interesting. Well, thank you
Lexis,
for your thoughts.
Lexis,
Yes, sir.
somebody did something to me I don't understand. Me, as I sit here, I mind my own business. I don't want problem. I make a mistake and I send 1,000 CDs to a wrong number. This person, I call him, he said, oh yeah, I receive it, but I won't return the money. I beg him, he said he will return only 400. I try, I say, okay, half a loaf is better than none. The guy once sent the 400, he sent 4,000. I want to go to heaven. Should I send back the 400 to him and then he will send me the 400?
That's an interesting one. We'll discuss this, yeah? Thank you. Thank you so much for calling. All right. 0302216541. Would love to hear your thoughts as well. Lexis, see, after seeing what 3 cesarean sections have done to my beautiful wife's tummy, not again, not again. I wish I could actually do that for my wife. You mean you wish you could what? Bear children? Is that what you mean? But yeah, I think I get what you mean. So when you say you wish you could do that for your wife, can you explain a little further? And if you had the chance, would you rather make your wife get a surrogate? Is that what you're saying? After seeing what CS did to her? All right. Hello.
Hi, Lexis.
Hi. How are you?
Okay, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, dear. What's your name?
Maxi.
Say that again.
I was just hearing Maxi.
Please speak up for me a little bit. Your voice is pretty.
Maxi.
Yes, go ahead.
So I was just, we just read a text that someone was saying that to see what CS did to his wife, never again.
Right.
Some of us have had calls. You should look at my body. You should see me and just have a look at my body. You see, we all have choices. So it depends on what people do after cesarean or what people do after pregnancy. So once you're a woman, and this is like a natural thing that God added to our lives as women. Now we say you will not get pregnant because you want to keep your body. I think I should model for her to see my body after post cesarean section. Thank you.
Wow.
Maybe my doctor did a very good job with me. Before, it's not easy at all.
You had
Especially when
four.
you start having the second.
You had 4 CS.
Yes, 4 years. I have 3 adorable children with 1 previous year, so 4.
Okay.
But you should see my body. I don't put on what how do you call it? That thing like corset.
Corsets, yeah.
I don't. So it depends on the individual.
Right.
It depends on what you eat and how you keep your body. So please, we cannot say no, please, I don't want to go there. But that's a choice. But I don't think she should bond with her baby.
Yeah.
That is what women do.
So you think that it's possible for a woman to, go through childbirth and still get the kind of body that she wants to have?
Absolutely. It depends on you, and you should watch what you eat. That's it. So please, this would advise and with a bit for me when I make her, but then I think it's a choice anyway.
Yeah, I get you. Maxi, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing yours, right? Luther in Adenta says, surrogacy, dangerous move. Some surrogates feel emotionally attached to the child. After years, they still come back and hunt for them. Every decision on marriage and childbirth, being capable of procreation and taking care of the child, must be done thoroughly by the couple. Okay, no, I agree, Luther. Yeah. And of course, before the marriage, not when the marriage is already underway, and that's when you have that conversation, Okay. lots of your messages here. I wish I could read all of them. Okay, but let me get on the phone line now. Hello?
Hi. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Okay, so
Hello?
I'm Liam.
Okay, let's hear you, Liam.
Okay, so this discussion should have been before been go.
Yeah, your line is breaking up on me. I don't know what that's where you are.
Okay, so I'm saying this discussion should have been had before they got married in the first place.
Okay.
So if the discussion was had at all, that is, there are so many things in marriages that may even be discussed prior to marriage, but then they are not conclusive.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dynamics may kick in. So for whatever dynamics that kick in, if it was conclusive that they agreed they're going to have babies naturally, then I think the woman should reconsider whatever reason she's setting for that as preserving her body. I think there are ways, even though pregnancy, every woman and how the body handles pregnancy, there are ways she can still manage herself and still have an incredible physique after having babies. My wife has 2 CS sessions and she's looking fantastic, as if she never had any babies. But then again, like I said, every individual and then how the body carries every pregnancy.
Right.
So I cannot fault her if she chose this before they got married and then the man still agreed. But if that was not the case, then you should reconsider. It's quite unfair. And that's how I just leave it. I don't want to call anyway.
Okay, Leon. Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts. Yeah?
Thanks.
All right. Eddie in Spintex also sends a message and says, Good evening, Lexis. I beg to differ in this discussion of the wife. If we're not careful, family values and procreation will be lost in the near future where everyone ends up resorting to surrogacy. Tomorrow, this will soon be taken to be a right in the same way LGBT plus is championing their so-called rights. Okay, Eddie. That's an interesting point you make there, you know. Lexis, it's a matter of choice. The surrogate has chosen to go through that process, and so a woman's choice to not have babies must be respected. By this, are we saying barren women shouldn't marry? Please respect her choice. Motherhood is not easy. Okay. Interesting. Thank you for your thoughts. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Hello? Welcome.
Yeah. What's your name?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Lexis.
Yes, sir.
Lexis. This is Francophone.
Okay, Mr. Ofori. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Ofori. Okay, I'm sure your network is a little bad. Forgive us. You can try and call me back again. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Jesse in Sakumono says, Lexis, some conversations should be had before marriage and not after the marriage. Unfortunately, it's a deal breaker for me. Imagine if I, as a man, hide my impotence from a woman I'm in a relationship with, only to declare to her when we are married. Will she stay? Assuming she wants to have biological children. Okay, Jesse, thank you. Thank you for your message as well. Yeah. And this one here says, Lexis, it is but selfishness and ungratefulness to natural justice. She should choose to go off this earth and never want to come back through any woman. And just a thought to say, man. Well, at the end of the day, this conversation reminds us that motherhood, marriage, that's not easy. And there's no one-size-fits-all ideas, you know? Yeah. Pregnancy is deeply personal. So are marriage expectations. Yeah. When these two collide without honest, early conversations, emphasis on early conversations, way before you decide to even become an item, conflict is almost inevitable. I mean, for me, it's not about right or wrong, selfishness or sacrifice. It's about, alignment, being on the same page. Yeah. So make sure you align with your partner at all times. Have those very uncomfortable conversations before you decide to say I do, to save you from a lot of issues.